Let's pray. Our mighty God, who is in wisdom and good leaders, have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Crack.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
No communication. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
No messages.
Order number 4, petitions.
Honorable members, there are two petitions. Any member, culture and sports. Noted. Yes, Honorable Dorcas.
Noted.
Kindly take note. Petition number 2 is a petition by Nakuru Tuk-Tuk Association seeking the attention of the County Assembly regarding the monthly parking fees and harsh penalties for the tuk-tuk operators in Nakuru County. I commit this petition to the Committee on Finance. Chair, Vice Chair, any member of Finance Committee?
Noted, Mr. Speaker.
Kindly take note. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
No statements. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
There is a motion by the Chairman Health Committee, Honorable Njuguna Mwaura.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion that this House adopts the reports of the Committee on Health Services on the visits to Lower Solai Health Centre held on 18th April 2024 laid on to this House in the morning session. Mr. Speaker, the objective of the said committee to visit that facility was to assess infrastructural status of the Lower Solai Health Centre, to ascertain the quality of services offered to the members of the public, and to establish achievements made, challenges and areas of improvement on service delivery. Mr. Speaker, Lower Solai Health Centre is located in Solai Ward, that is in Rongai Sub-County, and the facility was started in 1970 as a dispensary, and in the year 2002, it was relocated to Solai Hall, where its original land was. In the year 2012, it was elevated to a health centre. The facility lies on a 5-acre piece of land. However, the land has been encroached. That is the first background information that we have. And Mr. Speaker, sometimes this song, it have been sung enough. And I would wish that these members of this House take a bold step and request the executive to own these matters of front and to take those matters with a lot of seriousness. The allotment letter was issued during the defunct municipal council, but due to encroachment, the hospital board of management claimed that the facility lies on 1 acre land. Mr. Speaker, out of the 5 acres, they are only remaining with 1 acre, that they can say that is their own land. Therefore, something ought to be done, and the government ought to take matters of land seriously. Land is another issue and is a time bomb, and you will find one day that actually they will be remaining with 1 plot that will be calling facility if you are not going actually to provide title deeds to these lands. Mr. Speaker, the following facility usually offers different diverse services. And to begin with, they offer antenatal care services, outpatient curative services, child welfare clinics, focused antenatal care. They also offer family planning services, and there are different diverse family planning services that they do offer. And they have the outpatient curative services, which is general consultation, diagnosis and treatment, prescription and administering of drugs and also dispensing, management of chronic ailments, health, wellness, education, and also family planning as mentioned earlier. Mr. Speaker, the said facility, there is pictorial evidence of starting from their service charter, going all the way to maternity, the way they have their maternity, the consultation room, and the list. Staff establishment. Mr. Speaker, the said facility has 2 nurses, 1 clinical officer, and a laboratory personnel. Committee findings. During the visit, the committee made the following observation: that there was insufficient drugs. Mr. Speaker, there were no drugs, and because to some extent they have a clinical officer, they usually offer specialized care. That is, they usually even attend to the diabetes patient, hypertension patients, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, when we went there were no such kind of drugs that could have supported such, the population that is suffering from such kind of ailments. Therefore, there was shortage of drugs. There was shortage of staff at the facility. Mr. Speaker, where the location of that facility, from that facility to the next facility, is quite a distance. And therefore, having 2 nurses, assume one goes for a medical leave, the other one, or other for any other leave or for any emergency to attend their family, and then the other one gets sick. Who will attend the patients? It means that we are going to close down that facility, and therefore that is a challenge. Number 2, they also have 1 clinical officer who is not sufficient, and a laboratory personnel, which still we do feel that is not enough for such kind of a facility. This sort of facility is supposed to be having at least 6 nurses, 3 clinical officers, and 2 laboratory personnel, at least, so that they can be able now, to even to come up with a proper duty roster that will allow them, and a locum and whatever they usually call it as a medical staffs, so that they can be able to have that continuity and the proper way of serving the people. The facility lacks appearance. The facility lacks a health record officer, which is also critical. Health record officers, they keep the history of the patients. But these patients, the patients that usually visit there, they are attended by the nurses, and they are the ones who usually even keep the records. Therefore, we need to upgrade that facility so that it can have even the record officer who will be able now to be keeping the records for the patients and even digitizing the data for those patients.
the accessibility of the ambulance have to be called from Bahati to go and pick the patient there. And due to challenges at the Bahati still, there is no way that the patient will be picked on time. It means that the patient have to wait, or the patient have to come up with their own ways of reaching to Bahati or to the PGH. Therefore, there is a need for that region, that is Waseges, Subukia, and those lower regions of Nakuru, to have something, Mr. Speaker, so that they can be able now to be getting proper services. That is ambulatory services. The access road to the health facility was impassable. Mr. Speaker, just 3 weeks ago, I raised and I deposited a document here, and I moved that the member they consider improving the roads to the facility. I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, I had to park far away so that we could walk to access that facility. I wonder how the patients who are in emergencies, they can be able to access those facilities, or even how they can be rescued from that facility. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that's why I moved that the members to be considerate of passing some monies to improve those roads that are leading to these facilities. The facility has not formalized on the land ownership documents. The facility faced delays in the deduct NHIF reimbursement. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to belabor about these issues of the land ownership, because that is a song that we have sung until when I go to those facilities, I sympathize with the facilities, but however, I believe that something is going to be done. On the issues of the NHIF, Mr. Speaker, our facility have not yet received the reimbursement from this, the defunct NHIF, and I believe that the executive ought to do something so that these facilities, they can be given back the monies that belongs to them. There is high workload at the facility, especially at the maternity section. Mr. Speaker, we mentioned that actually due to shortage of staffs, then the workload, those people who are working there, they have some burnout, and they feel they need some rescues. And therefore, something ought to be done in terms of patient to staffs, that is patient to medical staffs ratio. The facility records 40 to 50 patients per day, and an average of 1,500 to 2,000 patients quarterly. Therefore, it's a very busy facility, and this facility, going to the future, ought to go to the level of the low volume, level 4, so that it can be able to attend and to offer proper services to the members of the public. The major element at the facility are respiratory infections. And Mr. Speaker, Makiu, in that facility we do not see a facility that is supposed actually to handle the respiratory infections, that is a TB and the rest. We need to have an isolation room, and there was none at that facility. There was insufficient supply of water to the facility because they have 3 tanks which are used to collect clean water. In addition, they have 100,000 liters tank built by the World Vision. But those tanks, they only rely on the rainfall, or rain harvesting. That is water harvested from the rainfall. But after that, they will be prone to dryness, and that it means that facility cannot operate without water. And therefore, we request that if the executive can come up with a way of linking this facility to water, because I know that is under Nakuru Rural Water Services, we should strive to make sure that all our facilities are linked to Nakuru Rural Water Services provider, so that at least, even without rainfall, we can be assured that our facilities are going to operate and they are going to have sufficient water, because a facility without water, that's not a facility. We better treat our people under the tree. Recommendations from the committee. The committee made the following recommendations: that the county government should ensure timely and sufficient supply of drugs. Mr. Speaker, I want to emphasize onto that point, because if a patient will go to the facility and they are not going to find drugs, then there is no need of them going to that facility. How I wish they could have gone to, that is the traditional herbalists, who are giving them herbals that we believe were more better if there are no drugs in our facilities. Therefore, I would wish that the county make sure that there is no single day a patient will be taken to a facility and then they are not going to find any drugs at those facilities. So something ought to be done, and we need to have continuous supply of drugs, and that cycle should not be broken by anything, including the budget cycle, should not affect the drug supply cycle to our facilities. Now, the county government of Nakuru should allocate more resources in the financial year 2025-2026 for recruitment of staffs such as nurses and record officers. Mr. Speaker, I want to emphasize on that, because these members, that the budget will be coming to this house, Mr. Speaker. And now you have shown and we have put actually clear that these facilities are not having enough staffs. I would wish that this house support this department by making sure this department is going to come up with a budget line that is going to increase the medical staffs in our facility, not only this facility, but also the rest of the facilities across the county. They should also purchase an ambulance so that it can be at least be rescuing patients from that region. They should also set aside the money to repair, for maraming and repair of drainage at the access road to the health facility. Now, the county government, through the Department of Land, Housing and Physical Planning, should expedite the formalization of the land ownership documents for the facility. That the hospital management, through the Department of Health Services, should ensure that they reclaim the funds from the NHIF. Mr. Speaker, you know, after now the defunct NHIF have gone down, the primary health care services are being supported by SHA and NHIF. And if the facilities are not going to have proper mechanisms to seek for reimbursements, it means these facilities are going to go down and they are going to cross down. Therefore, it's the prerogative of the management of these facilities, together with the CC or the CO Health, to be making sure that these facilities can reclaim whatever monies that they, or other, whatever money they spend while curing the patients, they can be reimbursed to them directly from the SHA, and by so doing, these facilities are going to work properly, and they are going to make sure that at least there is that continuity and service delivery is going to be improved. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I wish to request this House to support this report or this motion, so that once passed, under which I know it is timely, some of the issues that we have mentioned here, Mr. Speaker, they will be solved by the coming budget, because we are 2 months to the budget passage, or the appropriation month. I believe that whatever we have requested here, they are possible, it's possible, and it will be possible, because I believe the members of this House hold matters health dearly, because we say there is a universality of health, and even ourselves, we do not know when we are going to get sick, and the next facility that is there is the one that that is going to rescue us. And therefore, I believe that the Lower Solai Health Centre, one day, somebody can find themselves in this facility, and therefore it requires to be improved. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I wish to move the House to adopt this report and follow-up to be made. Let our work not to be generating documents to go to the Assembly's archives, just to increase the paperwork there, but nothing, no resolutions passed by this House that are going to actually to be implemented. We look forward, and I look forward, that one day I'll be going back there to that facility, and some of the recommendations that we have put forth are going to have been implemented, and we are going to say that at least we are moving in the right direction as a county. Therefore, I beg to move and to request the members to support this motion. I beg to move.
Honorable Njuguna, you call the seconder.
I wish to request the majority leader to second.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I stand to second the motion. Thank you.
The motion is well seconded. And now I propose that this House adopt the report of the Committee on Health Services on the visit to Lower Solai Health Centre held on 18th April 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly today during the morning sitting. The motion is open for debate.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Having seconded the motion, I beg to give my input. First of all, let me support the report and congratulate the committee through the chair for the enormous work that they do. Quite often they bring the reports, which is actually a great indication that this is a very vibrant committee. So I really commend them. I've just been drawn to the introductory remark that was made by the chair that this facility was started way back in 1970. It was around 55 years. The facility service around 55 years old. And when I looked at the age of the facility vis-a-vis the challenges that the facility is undergoing, this one really calls upon the county government to really put some stringent measures on how to improve the facilities, because this is just a case study of the many facilities that we have in the county. So, Mr. Speaker, these challenges that have actually been outlined here are really astonishing a bit, because at this level, we still have a challenge of ownership. 55 years down the line, and there is still a problem of land ownership. Looking at the reports, it's very clear that the facility sits on a 1 acre land, whereas initially the allocation was 5 acres. That one in itself is something that is, it ought to be probed. It's supposed to be investigated further so that the real information is provided. I think land tenure and land ownership should actually be improved as much as possible. We've actually kept on repeating the same over and over again, but it's a high time that an action is taken. There is also the aspect of the number. When you check on the people who are being served in the facility on daily basis, an average of 50 people, that's a very big number. Quarterly, 1,500 to 2,000. Of course, that's so big a number. And this information, I am very sure, must be on the table of the chief officer concerned. And providing 2 nurses to this kind of a big number is actually disturbing, because 2 people cannot provide effective services to that alarming number. Clinical officer who must be prescribing and diagnosing the problems of the patients is just 1. So you can just read from this report that there is actually lack of effectiveness that should actually have been put in capital letters, that the services provided here are quite insufficient because of those challenging problems. So I really support the reports, and I'm very sure that going to the near future, something must be done in our ailing health facilities. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mutai. Honorable Kirui.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I rise to support this motion, which was brought by Shimua from Elburgon. And I would like, Mr. Speaker, first to congratulate Mheshimiwa Njuguna for the job well done. In fact, he's the only chair who has tabled a lot of motion in this assembly. So congratulations, Mheshimiwa. Number two, I would like to say something about my ward, on about the two dispensaries that I have. I've been asking for Brigade Dispensary to be opened, and I thank the county government of Nakuru through the CEC, because the hospital or the dispensary was opened 3 or 4 months ago, and the dispensary is working very well. It's attend.
Order, Honorable Ben.
Yes.
You stick to the debate.
I think we are discussing matters health.
No, we are dealing with the laid motion.
The real motion.
Yes.
So thank you,
So
Mr. Speaker. Mine is just to say, although I was just concentrating on my word, but I would like to say I'm supporting Mheshimiwa Njuguna for the job well done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Royce.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me time to rise and support this report by the Health Committee. And Mr. Speaker, sir, let me also congratulate the Chair, Health, and his committee for ever working very hard out there in the field and bringing so many reports concerning our health facilities in the plenary for debate. Mr. Speaker, sir, my concern is in the finding number 8 that concerns the maternity section. And of course, being a woman and being a mother, that one touches my heart. The report says that the committee found that there is high workload in the facility, especially in the maternity section. And that leaves me wondering whether we have some situation where we could have some mothers coming to the maternity and they're in labor and they have no one to attend to them. There are no midwives to attend to them because that section is understaffed. Mr. Speaker, sir, if that would be the situation, then that would be putting the mother and the baby at a very high risk. We could even end up losing the mother, the baby, or even sometimes we could lose both of them. So for me, I believe something must be done to ensure that we do not lose life when mothers come to deliver themselves. No mother should die when giving life, because giving life or perpetuating life is not just a service to the family, it's also a service to the community and as well as to God. And still concerning the maternity section, because that is where I want to deal, that is the section I want to deal with. We are told by the committee that the facility has no ambulance. So I'm wondering what happens in case a mother develops complications and needs to be taken to a hospital for emergency treatment. What will happen? That again would pose a lot of risk to the health, to the mother and the life of that child. So the facility should have an ambulance to serve those mothers. And finally, the committee also says in their finding that the facility does not have adequate water. It only relies on the rainwater. So which means during the dry spells, there is no adequate water, or maybe there is lack of water in that facility. So I'm beginning to wonder what happens in the maternity section. when there is no water? How will the hygiene of that place be maintained when there is no water? What happens after a woman has delivered herself when there is no water? So I think this one, even the area MCA should do something about it. Maybe they can even set aside some little money and ensure that there is supply of water to that health facility. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is a good report and I support it.
Thank you, Honorable Royce. Honorable Macharia from Rwanda, and then I'll cross over to the other side to Honorable Ngeru.
Asante Mheshimiwa Speaker kwa nafasi hii, na kwanza nikushukuru chairman wa health na komiti yake kwa ripoti ambao wameileta katika nyumba hii. Mheshimiwa Speaker, ukiangalia mambo ambayo yanayochunguzwa pale hayapatikani kama vile madawa, kama vile Mheshimiwa Speaker ya kwamba hakuna uhaba wa madaktari ama wale staffs ambao wanafanya kazi mahali pale. Ukiangalia mambo kama vile dada yangu amezungumza kuhusu mambo ya maji. Mambo mengine pia Mheshimiwa Speaker, kwa wale viongozi ambao tumechaguliwa hapa, ni lazima tutoe mikono yetu kwenye mfuko Mheshimiwa Speaker. Tukiangalia kwamba wale watu ambao wanaotibiwa pale ni zaidi ya 1,500 hadi 2,000 katika kila quarterly, kumaanisha baada ya kila miezi mitatu au miezi minne kuna zaidi ya watu hata itaelekea hata 3,000 ama 4,000, na itapunguza ile wingi ambao watu wengine kwa magonjwa ambao ni kidogo kidogo wanakimbia hapa PGH, na kule mashinani kungelikuwa na nafasi nzuri sana ya mtu kabla kufika huku, na gharama ile yote atakayoenda atakuwa ametibiwa na kupata matibabu yake mahali panapostahili. Mambo kama vile ya maji, nashangaa kwa nini kila mtu ako na kiti yake ya ward. Mheshimiwa Speaker, pale unaweza kuchimba borehole kama maeneo hayo hakuna maji, na uweke hata kuchimba borehole, siamini ya kwamba inaweza chukua pesa yote, kiti yote ya ward. Mheshimiwa Speaker, so naamini ya kwamba haya ni mambo ambayo tunafaa kuyachunguza kwa undani, na nashukuru komiti hii hata inapofanya recommendation pia ni vizuri kuongea na mheshimiwa kama huyu ambaye ni wa ward hii, ili aweze kuangalia mambo mengine na kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba amegusia vitu ambavyo vinavyostahili zile ndogo ndogo. Na pia naamini ya kwamba is a high time Mheshimiwa Speaker, kwa komiti ya health kuna mambo mengi ambayo tumeyasikia hapa. Tusiwe tu na ripoti kama vile kiongozi wa komiti hiyo amezungumza. I think ni vizuri tukienda zaidi kidogo Mheshimiwa Speaker, ya kwamba tumeimba sana, hakuna dawa, hakuna nini. Hii tunaelekea wapi sisi? Sisi hata ni kama Mungu tu atusaidie sasa. Hii nyumba imekuwa ni kama tulikuja kuona video, movie. Mheshimiwa Speaker, I think kuna mambo ambayo sasa tunafaa kuangalia ni nini zaidi ya hiyo. Na sijui nimetaja movie inapotea tena Mheshimiwa Speaker, kwa sababu mambo ambayo tunayoona pale Mheshimiwa Speaker yanafaa kukua ya kwamba kama kuna kiboko ambayo inaweza kuchukuliwa, I think ichukuliwe. Kuna watu wamelala na usimwamushe aliyelala, charaza yeye, mwagilia maji, wacha amuke ajue ya kwamba kuna vitu ambavyo vinavyofanywa. Naomba hii nyumba Mungu atusaidie kabla muhula huu uishe ama mwaka huu. Kama ni ubatizo tufanyie ubatizo ule wa Roho Mtakatifu ama ubatizo wa moto. Maana hatutakaa mahali ambapo hatujui dawa zinaenda wapi, watu wanafariki, mara kuna mambo ambayo yanatokea. Story hizi ziishe Mheshimiwa Speaker. Nashukuru ninapounga mkono mswada huu. Asante.
Asante Mheshimiwa Macharia. Tunakujua wewe ndio unajua kuomba, utatuombea. Honorable Kanyere.
Asante sana bwana Speaker kwa hii nafasi ambayo umenipa. Acha niungane na wenzangu niseme kwamba ningependa kusema kwamba ripoti hii imefanywa vizuri na kamati ambayo imehusika, na niseme hiki ni kioo ambacho kinatuelekeza kwa jamii ambayo tunaishi, Bwana Spika. Na ni jambo la kutamausha sana ya kuona ya kwamba kila wakati tunajadili mambo haya, na ni wakati sasa umefika, kama vile mwenzangu anasema, tukue na kamati ya utekelezaji ama tunaita implementation committee iweze kufuatilia haya maneno, kwa sababu isiwe tu ni kila wakati tunajadili mambo lakini hatuyaoni. Na pia niseme ya kwamba kuna kamati ile ambaye ilikuwa imepatia jukumu la kubadilisha sheria ya nyumba hii, ambaye tuweze kuona mawaziri wanakuja katika nyumba hii ili tuweze we take them to task, kwa sababu the implementation purpose. Na I want to disagree with the member from Ronda that this house tumelala. We are doing our part, our oversight part tunafanya, lakini mahali inalala ni kwa implementation. Kwa sababu mimi hata nikikosa siku moja katika nyumba hii nisikie ni ripoti ilikuja ya health, sitakuwa nimekosa mengi, kwa sababu this is a replica of what has been happening to other institutions ama facility. So it is upon now the Department of Health, Nakuru County, to wake up and take this report seriously, and let's have changes in this facility. It's so amazing, Mr. Speaker, to hear at this age. Pia sisi pali tunatoka tuko na shida kama ya maji, lakini kusikia kwamba a facility inategemea tu mvua, na tunajua Solai ni wapi, pali ambapo pengine mvua si kama, siwezi sema kama Kerenget huwa anapata maji mvua karibu kila mwezi, lakini Solai pengine inapata miezi 3 kwa mwaka. Kwa hivyo ni jambo la kutia tumbo joto, na tuseme ya kwamba kama vile Mashari ya kutoka Ronda amesema, mwakilishi wa hiyo ward ni vizuri pia atenge pesa ili tuweze kuwa na borehole katika hii facility ili tuweze kupata maji. Na kuna kitu pia ingine nimeangalia hapa, Bwana Speaker, number 3, the facility lacks a health record officer. So it leaves us to wonder, how do they keep their records and who takes the records? Na kama daktari ndio health officer ndio kila kitu, na tunajua kwamba in the recent past there are some recruitments which are being done by the county Department of Health. It's good if they can look at these deficits in the facilities na wajaribu kuona ya kwamba hizo pengo zimewekwa ili facilities zetu za health tuweze kuna wakati Nakuru tulikuwa naongoza na mambo ya health, na tungependa turudi hapo, na hii sasa ni kwa CEC Health na CEO Health and the whole department. Let's wake up. Kama mnatafuta kazi ya kufanya, just go to the archives, mtapata reports nyingi sana kutoka kwa kamati ya health ambazo inawaelekeza yale ya kufanya. Kwa hivyo mimi, Bwana Speaker, ni kusema ya kwamba wacha utekelezaji wa ripoti zote ambazo zimeweza kutoka katika hii nyumba ziweze kutekelezwa na tupate ripoti ya kuonyesha kazi ambayo inafanywa na ndugu zetu kutoka executive. Asanti, naunga mkono hili swala ama mambo haya, ripoti hii ambayo tumepewa. Asanti, Bwana Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ngeru. So now call the mover to reply in 2 minutes.
Asante, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in 1 month's time also, 1 month back, I tabled a report showing all the challenges of all the dispensaries and health centers that we have. And one of the key issues that we mentioned was the issues of water at this facility, and we requested the earlier member to make sure that we have come up with a budget from the ward kitty of making sure that the facility is connected to water and other issues that were in that facility, because we are giving the status of that facility so that an individual member from a specific ward can be able to take up the matter and run away with that matter. Because, Mr. Speaker, the department does not have any other monies to improve those facilities. Therefore, that's why we gave them the money, the status of the facility and the challenge. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I also expect that the area member to have a budget line to make, and also to talk together with the department, to talk with the NARUASCO, to connect this facility with water. Because some of those areas, Mr. Speaker, they have some geological challenges. They can dig some boreholes and there will be no water. And if there will be some borehole, then it will be expensive even to purify those waters that comes from that region. Therefore, the best thing, Mr. Speaker, is to connect that region with the NARUASCO, which it means only it is piping. And when it is passing some of the regions, the members of the public will also benefit because the NARUASCO will be expanding its network. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I expect the member to spearhead this matter together with the department. They see what they can do to make sure that that region will have enough, or that the facility is going to have sufficient water to serve that area. Mr. Speaker, also in terms of staffing and in terms of these record officers, Mr. Speaker, these nurses are laboring as record officers and at the same time as nurses. And it means there is a lot of challenges. That's why I said there is burn-up of these nurses because they are doing more than they are supposed to be doing. The patient to medical staff, that is patient to nurse ratio, is too huge, despite the fact that they are also doing the works of other clerical staffs and also they are doing the works of the record officers. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we are expecting that when there will be the county, because it's about to recruit, or rather it's in the process of recruiting, they can consider taking one of the staffs onto that region, or rather into that facility. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I also want to bring and to move this across the board, that the current recruitment that is going for renewing the contracts for those who had short contracts, those of 6 months, and those who had 3 months contracts in the facilities. It is now the time that they want to improve the terms of engagement to go to 3 years, so that in the future, they are going to be absorbed for permanent and pensionable terms. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, my humble request to the members is to, when the budget will be here, they should make sure, and they should move also, to make sure that at least we have a huge amount or a budget line that will be requiring the department to hire the medical staffs, who will actually be able now at least to bridge some of the gaps that we are seeing here of the shortage of staffs, so that we can be able to move forward. Mr. Speaker, also somebody have said, this is a replica of the same. However, there is no plagiarism, Mr. Speaker, here, because, Mr. Speaker, each facility is unique, and we generated this report based on what we saw. But, Mr. Speaker, even with the CC or a CO moving around all across the county, the challenges are the same. And if actually they can be able to come up with a setup of budget, that they will be able to address these challenges. When they sort one challenge in one facility, it will be replicated to other facilities, and therefore I look forward to seeing that there is a passage of this report, so that even other facilities that we have not visited, they can be sorted out. Mr. Speaker, finally, I wish to request that these members, they start looking for implementation status of any resolution of this House. And Mr. Speaker, anybody can stand and seek or sort for a statement of the implementation status of any resolution of this House, and therefore I look forward to seeing members requesting for such kind of resolutions, so that we can see what the departments have done, and rather what the Department of Health have done, so that we can be able to progress. And Mr. Speaker, allow me to remind these members that we are in the final quarter, because second half, Mr. Speaker, we are in the second half. And after this year, Mr. Speaker, these members are not going to have enough time to be here in this House. So during the period of this calendar year, let the member do all that is necessary to make sure they can be able to come up with a result, or rather, they can be able to come up with something that is showing what they have been doing for the last 3 years in this House, so that, Mr. Speaker, they can also see and gauge themselves where they are in the marking scheme of Wanjiko. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I move that I look forward to seeing implementation of this report, and I look forward to seeing the members supporting those things that we've been mentioning here, so that we can be able to progress and we can be able to say that when we'll be retiring, when the sign die will be coming, we'll be seeing that we did something when we are in the third assembly of Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move and request the members to pass this motion.
Thank you, Honorable Njuguna. I now put it to question that this House adopt the report of Committee on Health Services on the visit to Lower Solai Health Centre held on 18th April 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly today during the morning sitting. May those of the same opinion say aye. May those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, those are the orders of the afternoon sitting.